Hi, Bloody Recapped here. Today I'm going to explain a fantasy movie, Premonition. Keep your eyes open and stay focused. Jim and Linda, a young married couple who just left the car, and the girl became the happy owner of a luxurious surprise from Jim. Lovely two-story home with 2 baths, 3 bedrooms, and even a swing from the previous owners. Thursday, many years later, Megan's youngest daughter runs into Linda's bedroom and annoys her with questions about how soon her dad will return. Linda replies that dad is on a business trip and he left only for 1 day. The eldest daughter, Bridget, who has come up, hurries her sister and mother because she does not want to be late for school. Linda takes the children to school and doing household chores at home. She talks to her friend Anna on the phone, who is going on another date. Linda continues her chores around the house, tossing a beautiful rainbow sweater into the washer. There is one unheard audio message on the answering machine. This is Jim, and he tells her that everything said to her and the girls the day before is true. Linda is at a loss. This message only confused her. Soon the doorbell rings. Opening the door, Linda sees the sheriff. He tells her the grim news that yesterday there was a car accident on the highway at mile 220, in which her husband unfortunately died, and they could not find her yesterday to report the incident. The sheriff leaves her his phone number and asks her to call him if she has any questions. After picking up the kids from school, they notice in the car that mom is not in the mood. At home, Linda tells the children that their dad is in trouble. He was in a car accident. The children think that he is injured and will return home soon, and Linda does not find the strength to say that their dad is dead and will not return. In the evening, Linda's mother, Joan, arrives and entertains the children with mosaics. She watches as Linda leaves an audio message for her friend Anna asking her to call back. While Linda is sipping a cigarette, her mother comes down to her. She says that she had a hard time putting the children to bed, and now they need to deal with the funeral and paying for insurance. But Linda replies that she is not at all ready for this. The mother says that no one expected such an outcome of events. But Linda interrupts her and says that she does not understand what to do with a large dish, which Jim always helped her get from the top shelf, for her mother-in-law. Mom goes into the living room, and Linda takes and hugs their wedding photo. She falls asleep with her on the couch in the hall. Monday, Linda wakes up in her bedroom, in her pajamas. Passing by the living room, she wants to visit her mother, but it is empty as if no one was there. Confused, she goes downstairs. She hears the TV turned on and the suitcases standing. Jim is drinking coffee in the kitchen. He comments on her shocked face and casual look. Jim asks what happened. Linda mumbles something about a bad dream. He asks Linda to take the kids to school because he is late for work. Linda drives the kids to school. Twisted in her thoughts, she almost causes an accident at the intersection, getting into the eyes of the sheriff. He advises her to be more careful in the future, and talks to her as if he had not seen each other before and leaves. She meets a friend at the supermarket, asking if they talked yesterday about the audio message. Anna replies that it seems not. When Linda gets home, she notices again the rainbow sweater in the basket she threw in the washer yesterday. On the street, Linda is hanging out laundry, but tripping over a typewriter, she falls with her hand on the rotting corpse of a crow. Soaked with blood, she runs into the house, smears it with her hand on the glass of the door. After washing her hands of blood, she returns and throws the crow into the trash can along with the gloves. The day ends with a family dinner. The girls complain about a boring day at school. Linda falls asleep looking at Jim lying next to her. Saturday. In the morning, Linda wakes up alone and sees a bottle of wine that was not here yesterday. She does not find Jim in the shower, but she sees a spilled bottle of lithium pills. The mirrors in the house are hung with sheets, and going downstairs, the whole family is waiting for Linda in funeral attire. Anna assures Linda that the girls are safe. They are just outside. Linda runs outside and sees the girls swinging on the swings. Bridget sits with her back, and when Linda turns her face to her, she sees terrible cuts and scars. Linda starts stroking her face, asking what happened to her. Megan says that there are no scars, that her sister looks like a princess. When everyone is already standing on the stairs of the church, Linda asks everyone to go inside, and she herself goes to the hearse and orders the coffin to be opened for her. The funeral director assures that everything is going according to schedule, but Linda insists on opening the coffin. Suddenly, the coffin falls to the ground, opens, and the head of her deceased husband rolls on the ground. Linda starts screaming uncontrollably. At the cemetery, a young priest gives a speech describing Jim as a man who put his family above all else. Linda notices a blonde woman behind a tree and approaches her with a question, "Who is she?" The girl apologizes and says that yesterday they discussed everything that was needed, and while Linda says that she sees the girl for the first time in her life, she leaves. Back at home, while the kids watch TV, she frantically looks through the phone book and sees that the page advertising Dr. Roth's clinic has been torn out. She asks the children to go downstairs to their grandmother and thanks them for their obedience. Linda finds this page in the trash. She grabs it and calls the office, but hears a message that the clinic is open only on weekdays. Sitting with the kids in the evening, Anna and Joan get a little nervous. The doorbell rings and several men enter. One of them introduces himself as Dr. Norman Roth, and Sheriff Riley with him. Anna grabs the children and tries to take them upstairs, while Linda is grabbed and carried outside in an ambulance. Mom asks for forgiveness, closing the door. Linda is taken to a psychiatric hospital and shackled in the corridor. She overhears the conversation between the sheriff and the doctor. Men are of the opinion that Linda has mental problems because she cannot remember how these cuts appeared on Bridget's face. For everyone else, the chronology of the days is not broken, and they know that Bridget crashed into the glass door, and Linda took her to the hospital, but Linda herself does not remember this. The sheriff tells the doctor that he reported Jim's death on Thursday. The doctor talks about Linda's visit on Tuesday, when she claimed her husband had died. Linda is given an injection of sleeping pills, and the woman falls asleep. Tuesday, Linda wakes up to an alarm clock in her bedroom. When she looks at her hands, she doesn't see any injection marks on them. Linda hears the shower running and runs to the bathroom. She goes to the shower in her nightgown and hugs Jim. At breakfast, she is pleased to see that there are no wounds on Bridget's face. Leaving the girls at school. At home, she opens the trash can and discovers the corpse of a crow. Returning to the house, she flips through the phone book, finds the address of Dr. Roth, tears out the page and comes to him. He does not recognize her, but invites her to a party where she tells him about her vision. At the end of the session, he orders her to take lithium. Linda decides to come to her husband's office. She hugs her husband tightly and offers to go on vacation, but he refuses, saying that he has a lot of work. After a knock on the door, Claire enters the office, the same blonde from the funeral. They leave for a meeting. That evening, while the children were playing outside, Linda pours half a pack of lithium into hand. But she decides to flush it down the sink, without having consumed a single one. She sees a downpour outside and asks the children to help take the laundry off the backyard. As she descends the stairs, she sees Bridget running towards the glass doors and yells at her to stop. But Bridget continues to run, and not seeing that the door is closed, she runs into it. The glass breaks and injures her face and hands. Linda rushes to take Bridget to the emergency room. When the doctors take the girl away, Jim immediately appears behind her and begins to calm the family down. Back at home, Linda puts the girls to bed and closes the mirrors so that Bridget doesn't see herself in the mirror, and he tells the girls that she should not hear the word scars in their house, because both girls are beautiful like princesses. At this time, Jim sweeps up the broken glass and reproaches Linda for not putting stickers on the glass, but Linda says she did. He tells her that he asked Linda's mother to come live with them until Linda feels better. In the room, Linda discovers a crumpled paper from the phone book in her pocket. She throws it away, and the sight of the wastebasket makes her run downstairs and restore the chronology of events on a piece of paper. On Tuesday, she goes to see Dr. Roth for the first time. At the same time, her daughter is injured. On Thursday, she learns of the accident and her mother stays at the house. She has no information about the events of Friday, and on Saturday there was a funeral. Jim died Wednesday. She hides the paper under the tablecloth and goes to talk to Jim. She begs him not to leave on a business trip, but realizing that he will not cancel the trip, she asks, "If tomorrow is Wednesday, please wake me up before you leave." He is surprised by her phrase, but promises to fulfill her request. Friday, Linda wakes up alone in the hall, with a wedding photograph in her hands. Her mother greets her, and Linda pretends to remember how her mother arrived yesterday. She takes her notes under the tablecloth. Remembering the meeting with Claire, she asks her mother to sit with the children. Arriving at her house and telling Claire that she wants to talk about her husband, she admits that Jim wanted to cheat on her. At home, she talks with a friend about the impending betrayal. Then she goes to the bank, where the employees tell her that Jim, on Wednesday morning before the trip, stopped by him and tripled the amount of insurance. He was very worried and said that the most important thing is to take care of his wife and daughters. While Linda is admiring the scenery, an elderly man approaches her and says that many people also dream of starting life from scratch. After that, Linda goes to the funeral home and schedules the funeral for Saturday. Arriving home, Linda sees how the mother and children have almost completed the mosaic and gives the children a cake each. Joan in the kitchen says she needs to go to the funeral home and arrange a funeral. Linda interrupts her and says she made the appointment herself on Saturday. Mom is surprised that the funeral is so soon. Linda's end of the day is poor. She drinks wine and sits in her husband's shirt. Mom arrives, and Linda tells her that letting Jim die is the same as killing him. She falls asleep in Jim's shirt. Sunday, Linda wakes up in her nightgown and asks Jim to spend the day with the kids since they haven't been out in a while. Linda goes to church and learns that throughout history there were people who knew the future, but their lives ended tragically. The priest says that these people had no faith. Linda says she needs faith. Linda arrives at mile 220, where Jim will die in 3 days. Rummaging through her memories and thoughts, she is almost hit by a car. At home, Jim helps Linda get a plate from the top shelf, as in their old tradition, and she is lost in her thoughts. She asks Jim to tell his daughters that he loves them. After some hesitation, he does so. Linda goes outside, followed by Jim. A storm begins outside. Linda and Jim quarrel a little. Lightning strikes an electric pole, and the crow sitting on the wire falls dead. At home, Linda apologizes to Jim. They spend the night together. Lying in bed, she tells him that she had a dream about his death. Jim replies that it's just a dream. In the morning, Linda wakes up and sees that Jim is not around. Calling Anna, she understands that today is that very ominous Wednesday when Jim will die, and it was today that he did not keep his promise to wake her up. While Jim is taking the kids to school, Linda texts him, but he doesn't hear it. By the time Linda leaves for mile 220, Jim is already at the bank tripling his insurance. Linda sees that the children are already at school and accelerates. Claire calls Jim, saying that she is already in the room and waiting for him, but Jim says that he cannot do this and hangs up. While he is recording an audio message on his home phone, Linda calls him. He says that he wants to tell her something, to which Linda replies that she knows everything about him and Claire. They confess their love to each other and talk about everything. She sees him stop at the sign and asks him to turn around. A car almost crashes into him and he stops in the middle of the road. The car stalls, and a truck with a fuel truck appears behind him. He tries to open the door, but it is jammed. The fuel truck smashes up the car to smithereens, and there is an explosion. Linda screams. 6 months later, Linda is woken up by her 2 daughters. Bridget's scars are almost healed, and when Linda gets up, we see that she is pregnant after her last night with Jim. Soon we see a picture of Jim and the phrase that made the movie famous, "Every day we live is a miracle." Support the channel by subscribing, like, and turn on notifications. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.